Hello everyone, my name is Quill, and thank you for checking out this video. This is Evolution of a Horde base, a series where we're taking a simple concept, in this case a box fort, and are working on expanding it each week. That means if you're looking for a video showing a completed base at the end, you might end up disappointed. However, if you're looking for ideas to spruce up your own base, stay tuned and you might pick up a few tricks. Also, call me out if you see something I did wrong or could have done better. I appreciate fair criticism and feedback. We have a lot to cover, so let's not waste any more time. First item on the docket, yard work. It's always fun. See all this dirt and grass on the inside of the base? Let's go ahead and get it out of here. Now, it might seem like we could have used this concrete for more important things, like reinforcing the wall or expanding the bunker, but I really wanted that grass out of here because I was tired of looking at it. Screw you, nature. So with this part paved over, we're going to go ahead and shift our focus to the parking garage underneath the base to continue working on the parking lot. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and clear out the remaining chunk of stone that we have in the middle of the room. I'm not worried about collapse because we have plenty of reinforcements in place, and once that's done, we'll talk about digging just a little bit further down. Not too much though. Okay, now that that room is cleared out, let's see, other lanterns almost finished crafting. We managed to get quite a bit of stone just from clearing out that one little spot, so let me take care of the forges and we'll go back down into the hole. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, go ahead and get this generator and battery bank out of here. It was just being placed there temporarily on the last Horde night. We might put it back in here later, but we're going to be drilling out the floor, so I don't need it here to, fall down and get broken. Alright, so because it's kind of dark, we're going to go ahead and place some lanterns around to let us see a bit better. Because we want the parking garage to have enough room to move around with, as well as to give plenty of storage space, and quite frankly to look good, I'm not going to leave it this cramped. This area right here is going to be the roof. And then after that, I want to have at least 4 blocks of working space. So since we currently have 3, that means we need to dig down at least 2 more blocks. That way we go up to 4 blocks of working space, and then the next block is for the flooring. So I don't want to just drill down willy-nilly. So the first thing I like to do is to get right up next to one of the pillars, dig down 2 blocks, and reinforce those first. The reason why is I would rather go ahead and make sure that our reinforcements stay nice and secure instead of just drilling everything out and hoping for the best. It takes a minute or 2 to knock all of these out, so there's really no reason to not do it. With all of the support pillars extended down by 2 blocks, we can go ahead and carve out the rest of the floor and then line the bottom of it with concrete. With the room extended down by 2 more blocks and all of the stone out the way, we definitely have more room to operate in, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and seal up the bottom, but I will not be using rebar and concrete. Instead, I'm going to be using wet concrete blocks. The reason for that is I can cover twice the space with half the materials. I'm not worried about anything tunneling underneath us to get into the base, so we don't need the extra strength that comes from reinforcing concrete to tier 2. So one thing I want to point out when it comes to placing the wet concrete blocks is that I'm not getting any experience points for doing so. So if I needed to grind out a few more levels or just kind of had some skill points I was ready to max out, I would suggest instead go ahead and use the reinforced concrete, because then you can at least get some extra experience points out of it and possibly get yourself to the next available level. What is going on? So I've been noticing a little bit of a weird glitch in that I've placed blocks here. I'm walking on top of them, but I'm not falling. They're not visible. So let's see. Yeah, breaking something right there makes them appear. That's weird. So if you guys have seen that happening in my videos, I don't know what's causing that. With the shape of the room complete and the wall drawing, we can go ahead and start focusing on the different walls and what we plan to do with them. This week I'm going to focus on the back wall, and then starting next week we'll do at least one more wall per week. But for this week we're going to focus back here. The plan I have for the back wall is to make it a spot where we can place our forges and also some storage along with the workbenches. However, I'm not going to just place them I'm not just going to place them down like you see up here. Instead, we're going to make a couple little changes and try to make it something that's pretty cool to look at. So, first things first, let's go ahead and start laying out our walls. So what I'm doing, again, this is looking at the back wall with the ladder. I'm going to fill in this corner right here, and I'm going to leave an opening of 2 blocks. Over here, I'm going to do the same thing. Except I'm going to go ahead and close in this spot. And so it's going to look like this. You're going to have the ladder, one solid portion over, an opening of 2 blocks, solid 3 blocks, another opening of 2 blocks, and then the rest of the wall. Let me go ahead and reinforce that. And I'm going to go and repeat that same action over here. Okay, excellent. So, in case you're wondering why I've left 4 openings back here, I actually released a video last week on how to turn a forge into an incinerator. I'm going to link that to a card that should be up on the screen now. I'm not going to show that process just because it does take time to explain, but these 4 openings are where the forges are going to be. And then above that, we're actually going to make a rack so that we can place our storage chests. Alright, I've added in the forges, and the next thing that I want to do is to go ahead and paint the wall and the roof, because since we're knocking out this portion of the wall, it's okay to get the paint scheme to be what we want. I'm happy with the floor looking like it is instead of, being like reinforced concrete. So we're going to keep this style for the floor and just go ahead and paint this wall. I'm thinking about using the concrete blocks just because I like the way they look. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out the paint all over here and then do the roof the same texture as the floor, and we'll pick up with the storage chests in a moment. Now that the wall's painted and our forges are in place, we can go ahead and add in the shelf. What I like to do is to take a normal wood frame block, hold R, go to shape and change it to wood plate. And then if we put it on the 3rd row, we're going to swap it to advanced and place it on the ceiling, just like so, and do that for the 5 blocks, starting from one forge to the other. So we're going to after we're finished putting our plates there, we're going to take that same block, we're going to hold R, go to shape, and change it to a wood pole, and set it to simple. And then instead, what we're going to do is line it up not against the wall, but 1 block forward, just like that. So this is how it should line up with the block that we just placed, and we're going to bring that from the ceiling all the way to the floor. Okay, so our shell should look just like that. The next thing that I'm going to do is to take some wood fencing and change it to wood farm fence. And then we're going to place it along the side. Alright. With the walls down, the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and place our vault hatches. So let's see, we've got a set of them here, and we'll actually need to trick it a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a rebar frame block on each side of these forges. If we try to place a hatch right now, it's just not going to work. It's going to be hard to aim for what we want. So by placing this rebar block here, we can aim at the block, set our hatch to advanced, and rotate until they line up just like so. And then we can actually remove the block and the hatch will stay there. That's because it's connected to this block that we put up here for our storage. So we don't have to worry about it falling With our hatches taken care of, the next thing I'm going to focus on is putting some storage boxes in. So what I have right now is a wooden storage slash furniture, and if we hold R, we can go to shape and change it to, well, there's quite a few options, but the one that I want is writable storage box. I'm going to put one in the corner there, and then kind of just space it out, maybe put one there. After that, I'm going to take workbenches. I set it like this, so it kind of has a little workspace that you can walk into. And for this one, you know what, I'll just put it normal over here. So kind of to throw off just the, you know, the asymmetrical feeling of it. We're gonna make everything look a little bit different. So with everything in place how you see there, the next step is to decorate it. For this, I am going to use the creative menu just because there are some things I would like to place around my base that you can't get otherwise. So if you are not sure how to do that and would like to for your own world, if you press F1, you can type CM for creative menu, and then after that, if you press U, you'll pull up everything. For something that, if we want to, you know, place it on the shelves to kind of look like junk, so for instance, a pallet, I can't craft this, so I'm completely fine spawning something in. And so from here, we're just going to take and kind of just place them around, make it look like junk. I mean, we are surviving in the apocalypse. We would probably pick up our fair share of crap along the way, so why not make it look like it's in our base already? Okay, and with that, our shelf is complete. I mean, it doesn't look the best. The wood can be painted to make it blend in a bit more, but for something that can be thrown up quickly and just break the norm of having, you know, boxes built into walls or just kind of laying around, this is something I like to do that can, like I said, it's easy to throw up, doesn't take too much in terms of resources, and just kind of breaks the typical thing that you usually see. We're done working on the parking garage for this week. Next week we will work on expanding out that wall so that we can start our so we can put in our apartment room. And then on this wall we're going to go ahead and start the ramp to get in and out of the base. Now that we're done playing around, let's get started on the good stuff. We've built this wall up over the past 2 weeks, and there's definitely still a lot to be done. The first major expansion for the wall this week is to knock out the top portion, like you see over there and over there, and to do that around the entire perimeter. So the first thing we're going to do is drop down, and we're going to start on the sides that have a portion of the wall already complete. If we line ourselves up in the middle, we're going to take a rebar frame block, we're going to hold R, go to shape, and set it to rebar frame plate. Hold R again and set it to advanced, and rotate it a few times. Rotate it and place a 3x3 area down. We can do this around every single one of these 5x5 openings. Got a screamer. Where are you at? There you are. Can I get my arrow back? Oh, you're too far away. Who's your friend, William? Who are you talking to, buddy? Stop moving. That's right. Just walk away like nothing happened. Now that we have these blocks set up, then the next thing we can do is to go ahead and place our iron bars. So we're going to take a set, we're going to hold R and go to advanced, and we're going to rotate them until they line up just like the ones we've already placed. So I like to have the short bars running left and right instead of long ways, like that. And we're going to put a set on each side of these sections that we just added. Okay, now that we have these sections all around the base, the next thing that we're going to do is to do some connections on the sides. So we're going to pull up our rebar frame blocks again. We're going to set them back to their normal shape and then set them back to simple That way when we go to paint everything later, the paint will line up on all the different blocks. And we're just going to fill in these corners just like this on the first row. So just like that, and repeat that for each of these openings that are on this first area. So just solid square block all the way around. Come on, get up. Shut up. Did she summon? Damn it. Alright, we're gonna go and reinforce these real quick before another screamer shows up. Now that that's done, honestly, if you're low on resources, this is a fine area to leave the wall off with. I have enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish it. But again, if you're low on resources, this gives us plenty of room to work with up top, and we can still shoot stuff easily from right here, as well as in there. Anyways, if we want to continue building the wall, the next spot that I want to take a look at is going to be the centers over here on the sides that aren't done. So we're going to build that right here in the middle so that we can get everything to line up right. So let's take a normal block again and connect the third row just like so, and go ahead and reinforce it. And then we can take the rebar block and change its shape to rebar frame wedge, and then rotate it, or actually leave it just like it is. So this is where we're going to put hatches later, and it gives us a way to shoot and still hit whatever's climbing up the hatch. So once the side of the wall looks like that, we can go ahead and start putting our pillars in place on the inside. So first things first, take the rebar block, change it back to a rebar frame wedge, set it to advanced, and then start rotating it. We are looking for this shape. So it is a slope down and then the flat part up top. And we're actually going to place it in a row of, how many is it? In a row of 5. Easy enough. Let's just go ahead and do it right there first, and we'll work on the corners in a minute. I don't want to get overzealous and then put them in the wrong spot. Set this back to the normal shape and fill this in with 3 more square blocks. So they look just like that, and reinforce them. So where the 3 normal blocks are, on the very end of it, or in the corners, you can go ahead and build a pillar down just like that. And then right in the middle, we're going to take and put another 2 blocks right there. And that leaves the opening the same way we have them on that side where they have electric fences. We're doing the same thing here. And then the next thing we do is go ahead and place a block right there. And right there. Reinforce them. And place a block there. And there. Alright, and then the next thing we're going to do, take another square block and place them across this top row right here. So now that we've got 2 sides that are pretty close, I mean obviously this is just a rough draft of that, it's enough that we can work with it. What we're going to do is pull up our rebar frame blocks again, hold R, and go to rebar frame wedge. And then if we come over here, we can just copy the shape, or copy rotation. And that'll let us place it right there. So it's still the same slope blocks, but we're not going to reinforce those right away. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and copy it on this side, because we want everything to line up right. That was the wrong one. Copy rotation. And we're going to place those right there. And then we need to kind of judge how this is going to line up and look. So I'm going to set it back to normal rebar frames and put them on simple. And we're going to just kind of conjoin them over here and determine if this is good for us. Do we want to expand it, make it look a little different? Let's go up and get a better view. Okay, so if I want to have the bars running kind of like I have over here, we're going to need to have a spot for them to grab onto. So I need to make a pillar right here. Okay, so that makes those line up. This one lines up with that one and with that one. So we'll be able to do the small bar just like you see here. And we can go ahead and reinforce this. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this for all 4 corners, and then we'll see what to do over here. So with the newly added pillar in each of the corners, we can go ahead and close up this gap. It's not too difficult to do. I'm going to take normal rebar frame blocks and place them just like you see here. So on this inner row. And then we're going to take one more and place it right there in the corner. So let me reinforce those. So we should be left with a 3-block opening on both sides. And for those, we're going to take, hold R, go back to rebar frame wedge, and put them in the corners, or put them just like so. This is what the wall looks like if you're on the bottom. It's the top portion is for the most part complete. The next thing we're going to do is take a rebar frame block, and we're going to just line up the 3rd row all the way around the entire base, just like that. And this way we can go ahead and connect it. Everything's nice and solid, and that will be absolutely necessary for us to be able to close down, for us to be able to build sections in this way. Can I please finish explaining what I'm doing before another one of you shows up? So while we are reinforcing this line here on the 3rd row, we are still leaving the holes that are made inside the pillars, and that's because we're going to be using those for our electric fence traps on the inside. Alright, the wall is definitely coming together, so the next thing I'm going to do is just to get kind of like the little triangle stuff done. I'm not going to spend too much time explaining it. But if we take our rebar frame block, hold R and select rebar frame wedge tip, we're going to set it to on face and just place it like you see there. Alright, perfect. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that same shape, but we need to set it to advance because there's nothing for it to grab onto there. And we're just going to rotate it until it lines up like so. And then for this corner over here, we're just going to do the bottom part, but we can do everything with on face. So just like that. Alright, taking our wet concrete blocks, hold R, select shape, and then go to wet concrete pole. Set it to advanced and rotate it until it lines up just like that. Okay, and so now that we have those bars across, that allows us to, again, we can shoot, we have plenty of room to aim with, but if we run to the edge, we're not going to fall over, but we're also not really losing any visual space. And then the next, to wrap up the top portion of this wall, besides putting in the hatches and stuff, what we need to do is prepare for those by pulling up those same wet concrete blocks, copy the rotation of what we've got, or at least put it onto the ground like you see there, and place those around this area. This is so that our hatches have something to hold on to, and so that they're not floating or connected only to the ladder. Next thing we're going to do is where these openings are that we're putting the hatches, we're going to go ahead and add our ladders in all the way around. Okay, with those there, the next goal is to take those same vault hatches, or take some vault hatches, and we're gonna line them up so that they open just like that. And if you haven't seen the other videos, the reason again for this is so that, you know, if we were down below and they were up on the roof, we could get right here while they're beating on the hatch and still shoot them. Or vice versa, if, you know, we're on the roof, everything else has been broken down, and they're climbing the ladder, we can still shoot them from here. Looks like I need to craft a couple more hatches before we're done up here, but I'm not going to make you wait for that. What I am going to do is to go ahead and wrap up most of this build. And we're going to take the rebar frame wedge, set it to on face this time, and put them just like that on all of these, on these pillars that have the openings. With the top portion of the wall done, let's talk about last week's Horde night. I think it went pretty well, but if you've seen the video, you know there were some issues. The zombies really fixated on one pillar for most of the night and left the rest of the base alone. We were able to hold them back for a while, but eventually we did have to retreat to the center of the base, but that's okay because that's what that room is for. After running some tests, I believe I know why they were acting that way and have a possible solution. My theory is that with everything being tier 2 concrete and having no proper opening, the zombies sort of saw everything as fair game. That, plus these pillars having 2 missing blocks already where the electric fence posts are, maybe they just saw that as a path of least resistance. To combat that, we're going to bump certain portions of the wall, specifically these extended pillars, up to steel. Now, you may be wondering, Quill, why aren't you upgrading these spots to steel? That's a valid question, and it has a simple answer. I want these spots to break. I don't really want them to break. It's more that if a part of the base is going to be broken by the Horde, I prefer it to be a spot that we pick and have prepared for. If they break down this spot, who cares? I mean, it's only 5 rebar blocks and 100 concrete to replace that, a few wet concrete blocks and a little bit more to upgrade them. But if they knock out these pillars and knock out a couple of them, we can lose the entire top portion of the base, at least, you know, portions of the wall. So to help prepare for a breach, we're going to start setting up some choke points. So to set up our choke points, what we're going to do is we're going to take the rebar, and on the inside of one of these pieces in the middle, place the rebar blocks down. Alright, then we're going to take another block and put it right here. So we're just kind of closing in this area. And now we can take vault doors and put them on both sides. So we're going to take our rebar frame blocks, we're going to look up and we're going to say copy rotation. And then we're going to make a line of them across, just like that, and reinforce them. Our choke points are now set up on each of the 4 sides in the middle. What they allow us to do is we can run in here, we can still fight, we can run out, but say that, you know, the zombies are breaching right here, or say that they're still focusing on this pillar. We could come in, we could shut these doors and close them off, or if, you know, they're breaking in, we can close everything off and have ourselves a safe spot to fight from. Or even if we just need to get up top and not get attacked, we can close one of these doors, hop up here, and close that off. So it's all about giving us options to not only fight from, but also, if we have to escape from. If you've noticed that it is brighter here, that's because I went ahead and replaced all of the torches and candles with lanterns. What we're going to do is go ahead and finish setting up our turret spots. So, we paved over this area earlier, and I did leave holes around, which are where the electrical relays are that we discussed last week. I left these holes so that we could wire everything up and then just replace those blocks with wood blocks so that we can easily bust them out if something happens to our turret. Any of these 5 block slots, we're going to take and put 2 blocks on each side. So because I don't have enough turrets to surround the entire base, what I am doing is just kind of spreading the love as much as possible. I can't put, 2 of them here and then leave openings over there. So instead we're just going to have 1 on each side, and as we get more turrets, we can just add them over time. Now for the SMG turrets, we need to make a choice. We could go ahead and put them over here in the corner so that they can help shoot zombies from out there, or we could take and put them in on the top story. I want to put them on the top story and kind of aim them down because I don't have enough 9mm. I don't have enough 9mm ammo to supply them in a high use area like right here. Instead, I've only got a little bit, so I'd rather put them up there in the perch so that they're only shooting zombies once they break through this area. It's later on, whenever we have more ammo, we can put them in more spots. But for now, we're just gonna pick one side each and place them. So unlike last week, we're gonna be a bit more prepared this week because we have 2 generator banks. We're going to use one to run the electric fences and then the second to run the turrets that are on the outside. And so one of them, this one can cover 300 watts, this one can cover 2. So the 200 watts one is what we're going to use for our electrical fences. Let's go ahead and get those knocked out. And I'm just going to wire it to this guy right here. Okay, so we're only getting 55 watts. That means something is not wired up correctly somewhere. So we're going to go ahead and trace everything now. So I've got it going from the generator up to the top, and we connect to right here. This electrical relay in turn runs all the way up. So this electrical relay runs all the way up here. This connects to this point, and then connects over here and runs all the way around. So at the first start of each side, like right here, we should have a connection running down to right there, and it is. That one is connected, and we can test by jumping into it, and it doesn't seem to be doing anything. That one works. Okay, so that one works. Oh, there's my problem. That is not connected right there. So, duh. Everything that I'm doing with the electrical grid right now is just temporary to get it working for tonight's Horde night. Let's go check the wattage because everything should be good now with the electrical fences. And it is 163 watts, sounds about right. So I'm going to go and turn that off, make sure it's topped off with fuel, and let's work on the turrets. So we're at 156 and at 15 watts per turret. We definitely have some that are not firing. So let's check that out. Let's see, we can interact, and if the camera preview works, then that means that we are good to go. I'm going to tell this one to aim more to the middle since we don't have a second turret yet. Okay, so that one's good. This one is also good. So this one is not wired up. We'll need to fix that. Alright, so perfect. It looks like all of the shotgun turrets are in place. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and load them up with ammo, and then we're going to ask our nice friend William to bring some of his friends around, and we'll test to make sure that they're actually going to work. Alright, it looks like William has brought his friends. Thank you very much, buddy. And let's see how they go. Oh, sorry for missing that one, guys. Which one's shooting? Where is everything? We're just a little ways away from the Horde getting here, so let's go over a few more things. I'm sitting at a game stage of 160. I heard that demolishers show up at 150, so hopefully we get a couple of them here. In case they do show up, we have some AP 9mm ammo, so that should help us to take them out pretty quickly. And we should be able to easily score some headshots from up here. We'll kind of see how it goes though. For each of the turrets, they have a single stack of ammo inside of them. I could load up more, but I want to keep the rest on me in case the zombies decide to, say they all decide to group up there. Having 3 stacks of ammo in that turret's not going to help me, but if they're right here, I can still load that one and keep going through the night. Alright, where are they coming from? It's go time! Ooh. Hear him over here. Oh, got a spitter somewhere. So let's take and drop down here. Put a turret. let's go and oh! Ah, we had someone explode. That's not good. Let's reload. So even though we had a cop explode, it doesn't look too bad. That is definitely something we can deal with. I have a feeling those turrets are going to run out of ammo pretty quickly. And you guys are still focusing on these pillars. That's fine, that's fine. I've got some ideas that we can put in place next week that may fix that. Oh, we have a couple that are sitting there. I've got to start taking those guys out before they explode. I don't know what's going on, but I'm apparently not on it tonight. Oh, what did I forgot to seal that up. No, there we go. So yeah, it looks like they're gonna break that spot, so I'm gonna go and close these doors and see if that changes their pathing at all. Oh, jeez, how did he get in? Okay. Well, they're gonna get in right there. That's okay though. I guess we're gonna have to put something in place next week to prevent that a bit more. So I've got a couple ideas. Don't worry about it too much, guys. Again, that's why we have that center point, is so that if they do break in, we're gonna be just fine. Oh jeez, they took down a tree. Nice. Yeah, I guess they're just gonna pick a pillar each week and just, like, you know, go ham on it. They're not really attacking anything else in the base, so we got that going for us. That's nice. Oh, there's a demolisher. You know what? I'm not even gonna complain too much because this is some pretty easy experience farming. Let's see if I can get a better headshot from this angle. And guys, block damage is set to 100%, so I'm not sure why it's taking them so long to break through. I'm not going to complain about it though, so that's good. I'm also not a masochist, so I'm not pumping the block damage up to, like, you know, 150 and 200% because I play this game for fun, not for not to rip my hair out. Ooh, I can actually use melee. Ah, he fell. Dang it. And so, I mean, I guess the good news is the Demolisher's not even blowing up, so I'm able to get some easy headshots right here. Oh, shit. Okay, he's dead. That's good. Yeah, that one was my own fault. I got a bit overzealous on killing him. You guys still trying? Oh, they finally got in. Okay, that's alright. Let's go ahead and set up in our base. Hopefully we don't run into any demolishers because we didn't get a chance to reinforce this stuff with steel yet. I'm gonna close that hatch. Oh, we did have a cop blow up, but that is okay. Let's go ahead and reload you. Oh, I keep opening up chat for some reason. Don't even know why that's a thing, considering I'm playing single player. Oh no, what happened to my turret? Did it fall? I just placed a turret there. Where'd it go? Oh well. Alright, we're gonna take this turret. We're gonna put different ammo in it, see if there's any change here, or, you know, like a better reaction. That turret fell too! What the heck? The blocks are still fine. Oh, jeez. Alright. So, we're gonna need to take him out with a headshot. Oh, fuck. Hey! It's still standing! That's excellent! Okay, that's fine. I can deal with that. So yeah, I'm gonna bump that up to steel next week, but that's still not too bad. What hit me? Vulture. Alright, this week is much more hectic than I anticipated. That's good. I was getting a bit bored there at the beginning. Oh man. This is you know what? I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Let me seal up these hatches since they have broken inside. I'm just gonna close them all. But yeah, so I mean, they took out parts of the base, but it's still not enough that I'm worried about it. It's all easily repairable. I really want to know what happened with my turrets, because that was unexpected. To, you know, place them and they're gone. They just fell down, so hopefully they're underneath the base, but we'll find out for sure. I should be able to hit that dog from here. We did have a breach, but we're just kind of leisurely strolling around. It's okay. We had a cop explode there, but not really that big of a problem. See, base is still standing. We're good. Even if they breach up here, we've got plenty of room. You know what? If they were able to get up here and start running, we've still got plenty of room that we can run a track around them. So I'm not really complaining. It's we made this base so that parts of it could fall. But we're not screwed just because, you know, walls broke. We still have plenty of options for taking things out. Ah, you're digging! What the hell are you doing down there? Oh, he got stuck. I really got to put those boxes in because they got stuck down there. So yeah, I forgot to put those boxes there at the bottom. That's my fault. They got stuck. Let's see. We still got some runners, so I'm gonna hop out here instead. Try to lure them away a little bit. And we'll take a look and review the base. Oh shit. Oh shit. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. Motorcycle. Yep, y'all come out where the shotguns are. That's okay. Come on. Shotguns, come out here. Thank you. Ah! Oh no! No! No, 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 no! Okay, we killed one. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Really? Are you kidding me? I just want to get my loot bags. Why are there so many of you? There we go. Got some extra stamina. Okay, we could try to make it inside the base, but my leg is sprained. Oh, this went bad so quickly. Oh man, you know what, guys? I'm still not disappointed in the base because it's still standing. We can repair it. It's gonna take, you know, like a couple in-game hours to do, so it could be worse. Fuck! I still didn't hit her, and she screamed again. All right. I'm just gonna lead them away from the base because I'm fighting a losing battle here, trying to get rid of them all. My guy's infected, I've got a broken leg and an abrasion, so yeah, I'm just gonna drive away, and we'll see what happens in just a moment whenever I turn back around. Alright, we're heading back to the base now. Hopefully the zombies followed me the other direction or something, but let's see how it's going. There's where they broke in, but you know what? That's... If this is all that they were able to break... Good God, my leg's broken. If this is all that they took down and were able to get into the base, I'm still not going to complain too much, They did. This was my fault, not really theirs. Ooh, ooh. This was my fault. I forgot to put the blocks in there to, you know, prevent them from falling in. But that was my bad. We did have a breach over here, but that's okay. This is where a demolisher exploded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this stuff to steel next week and reinforce, repair all of that. But for the most part, I mean, the rest of the base is still standing. We could have gone a little, if we had ammo, we could have gone a little bit longer. I'm not even going to try to fake it and be like, oh yeah, that was all good. It wasn't. I made some dumb moves, especially there at the end, but the base is still here. We can repair it. You know, eventually whenever we don't have a broken leg or anything. Alright guys, so this is the base afterwards, and it's really not too bad. I mean, we did have that breach, that's fine, but all in all, the base is still sturdy, it's easily repairable, and so we'll just have to kind of go through and make sure everything gets brought back up. I'm going to try replacing portions of the wall, specifically one of these spots in the middle, with a door, and to see if that will help to filter them into that spot. If it does, we'll be alright. We'll be able to still use our section, our piece right there to, you know, close it in if they do make it through. So we can definitely expand the base, adjust a few more things, and we'll be fine. We're also going to add in some more traps out here next week to help slow them down, because right now it's kind of just a brute force thing where they're able to run right up to the gate. So we'll see how that goes, and we're probably going to end up making adjustments to how everything's set up. But for the most part, this design is going to stay. We'll also go over electrics and things like that. So tune in next week if you'd like to see more. My name is Quill, and thank you again very, very much for watching this video. I hope you have a great week.